So here we are back again to play RollerCoaster Tycoon 2. Open RCT2 on my MacBook. So when we left off, we were playing Bumbly Bazaar. And this is what our huge park looks like so far. We have 4 rides, a bunch of food places, and then this space here, which has a bunch of food places too, and a bathroom that already pretty much existed in the game. So I was thinking about this last week, and I think what we have so far is good, but we don't have near enough money to pretty much do anything. Maybe to add another food place, some new not flooring, some new pathways, since I want to change them all to the grassy one. But this is not going nearly as fast enough as it should. So I'm going to turn it up to fast speed. See what that does. You know what? Maybe turbo speed. Because there's no time limit for what we're trying to do here. It's pretty much whenever you get to the goal is when you get to it. Last time I did a park like this, there was also no deadline. It was just whenever you get to the certain goal, then you're good. And it took me about like 6 in-game years. This one I'm hoping doesn't take too long, but right now I'm in October of year 1 still, so, you know, it's still early days. But we just got a notification that one of my rides is still not fixed. Probably because I only have one mechanic, so I'm gonna place one more. That'll probably solve it. You know, I kind of hate that the notifications on the bottom when you go to turbo speed, it's fast too. That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm also surprised that the money is not coming in fast enough. I'm wondering if it's a situation where I like hired too many people so far, like 3 handymen, because I spaced my rides out so far, which maybe I should not have done, because they get paid at least every month, maybe twice a month. So that's part of the reason why all the money keeps like, it's going up and it's going up, but then it like suddenly goes down. I don't know. I think we need... this is probably a problem right here. There's not many people in line for Splash Mine, so I'm going to see what people are thinking. Well, it seems like they love it, so I'm not sure why there's not more people in line for it. That's kind of weird. There's usually a reason that you can figure out. This ride has a lot of people. This ride is fine. This one is fine. I don't know. Should I raise the prices on the food stalls? Sometimes people get angry when you do that, though. Even if you raise like 10 cents. But I have to do something to make more money because it's just not adding up. Yeah, I think I'm going to raise the prices for some of my stalls. Just 10 cents to see how people feel about that. They're going to be angry at some point about it, I think. But for now, let's just see what happens. I really like that they have the actual, like, the cost and the profit that you make from each ride and each stall. Kind of makes it a little more realistic. This one's already kind of expensive, but the profit is super low because the running cost is so high. Maybe I should just get rid of this restaurant altogether because I'm basically losing money on it. I guess we should see what people think. They have 0 thoughts about this place. I think I'm just gonna close this place and get rid of it, because if I'm just losing money, then I don't think there's a point in keeping it. It might be a situation where I need to, might be a situation where I just need to change the location, but yeah, actually, no, since I can just do that now, why don't I try that, see if it works? Because there might be something to how long it takes people to get to the food, since they have to travel such a long way. I kind of want to get rid of these cactuses too. Safest park in the country. This one's doing really well. I don't know, something's wrong and I'm not sure what it is, so I think I have to check what everybody's thinking. People have t-shirts, they like certain rides. Some people are thirsty, some people have umbrellas. Pizza, chicken nuggets, hats and umbrellas. Mini mazes, and people feeling sick. So we just got this new ride. It shouldn't really be that expensive. Because at this point, I think I just need to add like whatever ride that's cheap enough that I can add. I just have to do it because I need something to bring in more money. And then add the pathway. Making sure it's blue. And then exit. I kind of want to change the colors too. It's not really giving that forest feel. I guess that's a little better. So this should bring in at least a little bit more money, even though we just spent $400. See, if people don't come onto this ride, the splash mine, I'm just gonna have to get rid of the entire ride. But it definitely is my most expensive ride with a lot of profit. It might just be a waiting game at this point then. Let's see how this one's doing. Still not much profit. Yeah, I think this stall is probably gonna have to go, like, completely. Okay, so we got back 200 from that. I'm almost seeing like a little issue with the cleanliness in the park too, even though I have so many different handymen. This is one of those note to self moments where I'm like, don't put your rides so far from each other. Lesson learned. That would also help with the handyman too. Because if I had put them closer together, Then I wouldn't have had to have so many of them. I think this is the guy that I'm looking for. Yeah, because a lot of the garbage is over here. This might be garbage. Yeah, trash cans are filled. People are throwing up. At this rate, I won't get cleanliest park in the country, but at least we have safest park. I don't think I've ever gotten prettiest park in the country, but that's one of the other rewards you can get in the middle of the game. Usually when I play, I'm not super focused on making it like attractive. I just want it to make sense, where I don't add a lot of like plantings or anything that you might find here, like all the trees, the ornaments and the shrubbery and the fences and the fake roofs and stuff. If I have these in one of my parks, it's because it was already there when I opened the game, but I always saw it as kind of like not necessary, but as I play this game more, I think it probably does have an effect on what people think of the park and the rewards that you can get. So if I just like slapped a bunch of Mayan theming stuff and Egyptian theming and all of this other stuff in the park, I'd probably get prettiest park in the country. But it costs money to be pretty, so so I'm probably not going to do that. See, if I had $32,000, this would be the perfect park to put this type of ride. And honestly, it's kind of weird because, you know, one of the big points of the games is to have a good park and then also to be making money, but you always start out with a $10,000 loan. And then, you know, 10% per year, so you have to pay off that adds on to the money that you spend every year, or actually every month if you look in this breakdown, the financial summary. So, you know, when I'm constantly losing money, this is part of the reason. So sometimes in my other parts, if I'm doing super, super well, I'll just like slowly bring down the loan from 10,000 to 0, and then it takes away that 10% per year thing. It doesn't make too much of a difference, but it kind of just makes me feel a little bit better. Like right now, that's $122 per month. So, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not as much, but it does make a little bit of a difference. For this goal, I don't think it really matters as much because I'm like, what would stop me from raising my loan to say 25,000? So if I add another 15,000, then I could just get almost whatever roller coaster I want, and then I could make my my park a lot better. But I don't know, that feels like cheating almost. Maybe not cheating, but it doesn't feel like a good use of money, like pretending that this is real almost. So, I mean, you can end the game with however much loan that you have, since that's not part of the objectives, but it just doesn't really feel good in my soul to have a lot of money for the loan left over. I might have to rethink that at some point though. So, and at least now we have about $1,200 and our guest count is going up too. I would like to add another ride that's got a really good intensity or excitement or nausea rating, because then those rides are a lot of money. You know, I'll, I guess, make back whatever money I spent to build the ride. All these rides are a little bit above my budget pretty much, which is why I usually go with the new thrill rides, or yeah, I guess only the new thrill rides, but because they're kind of low cost, but people really line up for them. And then these rides, the new roller coasters, are always super, super expensive. Everything is at least over 4,000. So I don't think that I'll be able to find a ride that's under 1,500. Maybe one of these. Okay, maybe not this one. Maybe this one. Almost 2,700. Unless that's the one that I already have. These are a little bit too expensive too. This one's way too expensive. This one's the most expensive ride I've ever seen. 45,000, 37,000. Ooh, this one looks really cool though. 53,000. This is the most expensive ride I've ever seen, but this is the perfect park for it. I have ample space. It's just too expensive. And then this is the last one. This one actually looks kind of cool. I think I might aim... I'll probably aim for this one because the excitement rating is pretty good, which means people are definitely going to be lining up for this ride. 3,744. All of this, in a sense, is not even to get to the objective, to be honest. Monthly profit from food and drink and merchandise of $1,000. What am I at now? Ooh, fry shop. Let's see, shop, sales, food and drink sales. That's 180. Food and drink. It's probably gonna end up being maybe 250 since we're only in the middle of July. I guess let's do June since that part is already over. 313 plus 400, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is almost done then. I wonder if I'm getting something wrong. Per month, and I'm only about $200 away. There's no way that I could finish this like that quick. I don't know. It might be something that I'm like misunderstanding maybe. Because that seems too easy. Well, too easy as I'm struggling with it. I guess we might as well add the fry shop. I think I'll add it over here. It's kind of funny that this park has two entrances. People are actually littering on this side. It's kind of crazy. There's like nothing here. I don't know. If littering is possible, people are gonna litter. But the pathway is so long that they just pretty much never make it here. All the garbage cans are filled. Oh my God, people must hate coming in through this entrance because it's so dirty. Wow, all the trash cans are filled. One thing that is definitely missing, there was a version of RollerCoaster Tycoon that I played at one point. Maybe it was the third installment, and this is the second one. I'm not entirely sure, but there used to be an option where you could change how much you pay your staff per month. So it'll start out at 50. You could raise it, you know, as much as you want. I guess if your person is doing really well and you want to give them more money. And then there's some cases where, I don't know, maybe they have too much work or there's too much stuff that I'm having them do. And then a little notification will come up saying, you know, your staff is angry about X, Y, and Z. They want to quit, blah, blah, blah. So, kind of disappointed that this version, like, I know it's the previous version, but it doesn't have that capability here, because that was always kind of interesting. It added another layer to the game where, like, your staff is mad at you pretty much. And then they're mad at you, you raise their pay, and then they're like fine for a while. Or there's too much work for them, so they're kind of disgruntled employee. So it just added another little factor, basically. So I kind of missed that. Can't remember why I stopped playing the third installment. I feel like it had something to do with my computer or being able to download the game, something like that. Let's see if there's any other food stalls that I could add that I don't already have. The only one that I don't have is a seafood stall because I wasn't making money, but I think I'm gonna start repeating stalls. I'm wondering if I should place them. I probably shouldn't place them over here because there's barely anybody here. Anybody who goes over there is just getting off a ride. But most people are here. Actually over here too, but I don't know if it makes sense to add a bunch of food places over here at the other entrance. So there's pretty much nothing really there. I think I'm gonna have another sort of food bazaar over here. I think that'll make the most sense. And we just got a sub sandwich stall. I think I'm gonna make it the exact same. So there's 3 paths. Where should I put it? Let's see, I think I'll put it here. And then there's like 1 entrance to get in. And all the food stalls will go here with a bathroom at the end. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to start repeating things. Let's see, pizza. Pizza's always cool. You know, there's probably a strategy to this too. Like, whichever places are making the most money, I should probably add those. So this comes in super handy where you can sort of get a feel for how everything in your park is doing. So these are the shops and stalls. So I can do popularity. The only issue is that they don't like, oh, actually, no, they do. So I can sort it for the top ones. So the starfruit drink is the most popular. And it's the most profit. So I'm gonna add starfruit and noodles. Starfruit. And noodle stall. Here we go. And then cannot forget about the seating. So the same strategy I always use. They just go on the corners. And some in between, and then trash cans also. I guess I could kind of deck it out like this one, adding in like the fencing and all of that, but I don't think I really need it. I kind of like the bare bones of this. I kind of like how small it is too. I might as well add... If I add another roller coaster on this side and there ends up being more of like an influx of people, I'll probably add another one over here or another food bazaar over here. And I'll probably just move this too. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Same. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this place, we're going to close it and then pick it up from where we have it and reopen. And make sure that we still have bathrooms at the end. Can you imagine making all the restrooms a price to get in? That'd be kind of crazy. I mean, they are losing money, but still, that'd be kind of crazy. So let's see from all the food. Sorted by profit. It's still starfruit and fries. T-shirt. I guess it sort of varies. So maybe we should do total profit. Starfruit, fried rice noodles, souvenir stall 1. So I'm definitely gonna add that. I'm gonna add that here. And then I'll add a lemonade stall too, because I think that's important, because I guess just personally, I want every like little food bazaar corner to have bathrooms, food, and drink. Garbage cans, and then I'll have to put one other thing here, which may need to be iced tea, but we already have lemonade. I guess the t-shirt stall, it's okay to have 2 souvenir type stuff there. Okay, so it'll be the t-shirt stall. Okay, so people seem to be spending their money a lot here. Cannot forget about this, because definitely need the handyman to be getting here. And oh, I think it was the first guy. I'm probably making their areas too big, to be honest. If they had a say, they'd definitely be like, this is too much. You need to pay me more. You know, I guess the good thing about this ride is that you don't really need a whole line of people to make sure that the money keeps coming in, because it's only 2 people per log pretty much, but Still don't understand why people are just not really vibing with that ride. But I guess for the objective, it doesn't really matter. But let's see how we're doing now. We're in March, it's October. Where did they skip? July, August, September, October, November. Is that weird or am I crazy? It went April, May, June, July, August, September, October, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, March. I'm wondering if for this, I guess this part of the game, they just skip the winter months. Winter and part of spring. It's kind of weird. I never noticed that before, but that just makes the years a lot, like, not as long, which I guess doesn't really matter for this, but it's still kind of weird. It is kind of nice to know that they add like these little tidbits to the game that you would really only see and figure out once you go into certain parts of the game. Like if you're playing the actual full game, you'll see these little details that they put into it. And they're kind of helping us out here. So last month's profit from food, drink, and merchandise is 537. So the last month was October. So food, drink, and merchandise. Food and drink was 520. Oh, so I guess they're doing sales minus stock, I'm guessing. I don't really want to do math right now, but probably sales minus stock. So we still have half a ways to go to make it to 1,000 pretty much. I thought we were doing a little bit better than that, but I guess not. And we're not able to, I guess I could add this ride, but I was really hoping to do this one, and we almost made it to that because I had like 2,000 something, but then I added more food stalls. But you know, the money is at least going up a lot. Ooh, this one looks cool, but it's also very expensive. But I think I'm gonna add this one. That's only 440, and I think, you know, once people start lining up for it, it'll make the money back that I need it to. But I just have to figure out where to put it. I guess my strategy is like, I don't want to just be placing anything everywhere, anything anywhere. I want there to be some sort of like strategy. So I might place this around here somewhere, and then I'll place a bigger ride over here so it attracts more people to go there, because I don't think they're really going to be flocking to get to this little teeny ride. Maybe over here? No, actually, over here, I might, if I have like a good amount of money, I want to like level this ground here to make the waterway a little bit bigger, and then I could add one of those boat water rides, because right now the lake or the creek or whatever you want to call it is way too thin for that. So I'm just gonna add this. I'll add it here. This is kind of expensive for this one. This is as much as my bigger roller coaster. Actually, let's check the financial summary, because we're in April. Last month, we went down. Okay, new strategy. I think what I'm going to do, because the park is so big and we can fit more people, I'm going to do a campaign, because the more people in the park there are, the more they'll go to the food and drink stalls. So I'm going to do Free, maybe not that, because that's like our whole objective. This one's a little expensive. I guess free ride would be cool because this one people are excited about. So free ride on Demon Drop for 3 weeks. And see what that does. It should make the number of guests in the park go up, which can only be good. So, and it seems like people are really enjoying the food bazaars, so that's good. I do think that maybe I should add one over here, because even though there's pretty much nothing over here, people are coming in from that side of the park. I think I'm one step closer to getting Dirtiest Park Award. Or complaints from people saying my park is super dirty. I might have to add one more cleaning guy. Or at least one. Sometimes I'll put the footpath for where they can go and where they can't go, but I'll have another guy that has no footpath. He just roams around and I'll just keep the little window here. And then I'll just like drop him pretty much wherever he needs to be or wherever I want him to be to clean stuff quick. That usually takes care of the problem, even though it's a little bit more work for me. But I don't know, I guess I find it a little bit fun. So the number of people is going up, which means, I don't know, maybe it's something that'll like take a little while to take hold. So I don't know why this number is going down. Are we still in fast mode or we're in quick? Maybe we should do fast and see what that does. Weekly profit, park value, and my loan and funding. Sometimes I'll turn this off because I really don't do transport rides. But given how big the park is, maybe that is a good idea. I'm not sure I'd even have enough money to do that, to be honest. But if I did, I would probably do the chairlift. That would be cool, actually. Sometimes I'll usually just do the rides, because they're simple, straightforward, all of that. But we have such a big park and there is space and the money is coming in a little bit faster. So can't really hurt to do this ride. But if we go around the entire park, see, now this is something that I have to figure out. The chairlift, if I want to have 2 different station platforms. But either way, I'll want to start here probably. And then I wonder what the special is. Okay, so if you want to do another station platform, I guess you have to click on special. But from here, we're going to go up. And I guess I'll make it go around. I think we need to turn, actually. I really don't think I'm going to be using this entire span of the park. So we're just going to go straight out. And I think the other, I guess we can go around the entire outside. No, that seems too like the logical thing to do. I think we're gonna make it weird. And we're gonna like come around everything. And then we're gonna get super close to the paths. It's just kind of filling in the space, you know? And we'll turn here. Oh, that was probably too soon. Now we'll turn. Oh my god, not enough money. And then we'll go straight. Oops. And then we'll turn here. Wow, okay, I think we might have to up our loan. But this is a good place to I think this is a good place to add the station platform, but if I add it here, it's really not gonna have enough space. So I think what we need to do, go back further. This rod is in the way. Oh, I have an idea, So we'll turn this way. We'll go down. We'll go straight, we'll turn. We'll go straight. And we'll turn. And then we'll go down. And then this is where we'll add the station platform. And then we're going to have to add in the whole other side pretty much. Which I guess will mean that we'll have to go in between a bunch of stuff. Even though the footpath is in the way. I wonder why the footpath is actually in the way. I thought we were like high enough to get past that. Okay, so instead of going in that direction, definitely gonna have to go around this way. There we go. I guess you have to be at least, I guess that makes sense. You have to be at least 5 feet above. And we're going into the mountains now. This is going to be the longest roller coaster I've ever made. The longest and ugliest roller coaster I've ever made. think this whole thing is like over $2,000, which is kind of crazy. And we're so close to the end. I might have to reconstruct the station platform because it's a little bit too close to the path. Unless I just rearrange the path, though. Compact inverted roller coaster. Definitely can't afford that now. I think we should go down. Guess you're complaining about the amount of trash in your park. Oh my god. Okay. We gotta pause for a second because I gotta finish this. Oh. And then I think this is the right path. And then to come down. Yeah, I think that'll have to do. Can't raise or lower. Oh. Okay. Entrance and exit. Entrance and exit. Okay. Ride must start and end with stations. We definitely have the stations. Ride must start and end with stations. I think I gotta Google search this because this doesn't really make much sense. Because we do have the 2 stations right now. Alright. I think I gotta end the game, do some Google search, and come back. Because there's mayhem going on in my park right now. It's too dirty and I can't open one of my rides that I just made. So at least we're making more money from food and drink. That's good. But I think this is gonna be it for now. So let's save game and quit to menu. So that's it for today. Next session, I'll definitely figure out how to make that that little roller coaster, but I don't know. I might end up just deleting the whole thing and getting all my money back, but I guess we'll see. So until next time.